Welcome to OZTV. Here we talk about everything that you need to know. We talk about family, we talk about relationships, we talk about children, homes. We talk about virtually everything. So I want you to subscribe, like, comment, click on the notification bell for more videos coming up, and watch out for a new show coming up called Spit It All. Thank you.
So the attention should be there at all times. The person have financial issues, be able to solve as much as you can. Be able to solve the financial issues of that. And let me tell you, if you want a woman to respect you and bow to you at all times, serve you as Lord, and give you your maximum 100% respect, make sure that you're part of her life. Is for her responsibility. If the responsibility she has is 50, make sure you're part of 30.
Okay.
If you're part of 30, see, even when she goes out, she's in the midst of praying, she wants to do something bad, she will remember you, her heart will be skipping. I don't want to lose him. I don't want to. Why? Because you know that you're playing a vital role in her life. You know, a woman will be in the midst of her friends. Your phone call comes, she'll be running to go and look for where to go and hide to answer. I don't want him to ask me where I am right now. Hey, will he ask me? You know, all those kind of things. Because why? The kind of attention you're giving her, the role you played in her life, have made her have that, in quotes, maximum respect for you. So that's basically the do's and the don'ts in a long distance relationship. Finally, long distance relationship, please start it with truth. Don't lie to her about anything. If there is any past, let her know. The present, let her know. Let her know that let it be open to her, that she can be able to say, no, this is what he told me and I believe this. To an extent, I can tell you this is what he can do. So be open to the person. Never lie to that person about any single thing. So they are the don'ts. Don't ever lie to them. Be open. Be truthful. Say it. Let me tell you something. Tell the person exactly the way it is, and let the person make the decision herself or himself.
Okay. Based on what you just mentioned, in long distance relationship, a lot of men have wives in their country of base, but tend to get married in their native country, their country of origin or birth or whatever. So, and in some cases, some men are truthful. They come open, they tell the woman, I have a wife in whatever country they are based in for so and so reason. If it's something that's genuine, he'll tell, okay, well, I have a wife here, but I equally want to have a wife in my country. And in some cases, they lie. And also, they have children. Sometimes they equally lie about that, which is is like a huge part of him that he's hiding from the woman in question. And the woman is like floating because she doesn't know the in-depth of the man's, life outside the country. The only thing she's aware of is that the man lives abroad, the man is taking care of my financial need, the man is catering for everything, giving me attention, calling me, but this vital information is being kept from her. So if she is now married to that person, maybe the man now comes back, gets married to this chick here, not knowing that he has another family outside, gets married to her here, leaves her here, goes back to his family outside. How does that play out? Because from the onset, the relationship started with deception. You understand? So how does that play out?
I'm actually going to leave the judgment on the lady involved. Most of the time, our men tend to marry the white ladies, who in turn maybe doesn't want to come to their country.
Yeah.
but they are still living together, and you want to at the time have a wife here in Nigeria, and probably you didn't tell her that maybe it's not actually a temporal thing, it's going to be permanent thing and all that. Any relationship that starts with deception or lies, the moment you find out, me as a person, I will take a walk. But I'm going to leave it to any lady out there
That's involved.
that is involved. If you know he is not going to divorce the lady after a while, maybe when he gets his papers, the lady's going to be there and you'll be here, and I don't know whatever excuse it will be. It's now left for you to sit down, ask yourself question. Me, I will sit down and ask myself question. How has my relationship with this person been? Did he tell me this because he doesn't want to lose me? Is it saying it because he loves me? Is he saying it because of this? You ask yourself those questions. After asking yourself those questions, you answer the questions. Now confront him on those matters. Hear his statements concerning those issues. Now take your decision. You know, in this part of the world where we are, especially in Nigeria, you don't tell a woman to leave her husband.
Yes.
Especially when your bride price has been paid. You allow that woman to take the decision herself, so that it will not be like it was this person that made me. No, your own is give the advice, but the person's own is sit down, work on those advice, ask yourself those questions, take your decision, and know that you're the one that you'll be able to bear the consequences of any decision you've taken. The moment a woman is 18, that person is open to take decisions and stand by it. So if you must have asked a question and find out whatever you found out, and you are able to, you're still going to say, okay, I'm going to stay back and become the second wife, or I'm going to stay back since he has this marriage has a duration. Whatever it is, it's your decision to make. So you take that decision yourself, you make up your mind and tell yourself the truth, and know that you're going to stand by the decision and take care of the consequences, and know that it is you who said and made up your mind to take such decisions.
Okay. So young ladies, you know, it happens both ways. Like young ladies here in Nigeria, when they travel out of the country for some reason, you know, they find it a little bit challenging to get married to some, you know, Africans over there. So they tend to sometimes bring, you know, file for maybe their boyfriend, the ones they left behind in Nigeria here, bringing them to the country where they stay. And sometimes, in some cases, I've heard a situation whereby the man comes over there, gets their papers, and then becomes something else, as in leaving them after, you know, using them to go over there. You know, even it happens with some women, but I think I've seen it with men. A lot of men has, you know, experienced such things. You know, in long distance relationship, you know, they have this relationship normally here, but they continued with the long distance over time, over a period of years, while she's filing for the guy or filing for the woman. And when he or she brings them over there, they tend to leave their spouse due to the fact that they feel that the connection is no longer there. They have excuses like they don't have they lost connection, basically. You know, so I'm wondering where they lost it, because if you say you love someone to the extent that you made that person bring you over to stay with them, and then after a period of time you've lost connection. So where did they miss it?
Due to that life is progressive, the kind of ideas you have now might change over 5 years.
True.
the person you tend to say you love, you might actually see someone you love better than that person at a time.
Okay.
In a situation like that, I'm going to say it 2 ways. If both of you were in constant communication when you were living and you continued that communication, you didn't break
it
at
in
a time,
okay?
and you continued with this, and the person finally files and you come over, most of the time the story is usually different from where they break up and they now continued again. The gap of that breaking up and coming back again has a lot of effect on it. Why? The person tends to say or begin to ask himself, after this person is not around, who will fill in this gap? And the person will want to fill in that gap at that time. The other one now be, by the time you file it, they come over there, they see another life compared to the life they've always known. They now want to explore, like, I've not really seen life in this.
They don't want to be caged
anymore. So let me now explore life. You know, and every woman is moved by what she hears. You now see a man that tends to give you more attention to the one that you are staying with. Most women get deceived into leaving that person to run for the one that at that time is giving them more attention. All these factors add together to the fact that I would have actually said it in my dialect, but let me find a way to say it in English.
You can say it in your dialect and then try to say.
Oh, you know, Marono, cheese. Is a way Luciana. If we go look at his way, it is a yes,
True.
The person does not really know that it will get him. The person will get to the point at which he or she is. Getting to that point will not be like, wow. The normal nature and the heart of a man that is desperately wicked suddenly emerges. Of which, that is where self-control comes in. Remember, whatever you're doing is a seed.
You're planting something.
And watch it, let me tell you. Most of them still go to leave that person that brought them, go over to the older one, and still not find peace and happiness in that place.
Yes.
So, whenever you're making up your mind that someone is taking you as a wife, because I've had so many of us go over there, become a nurse, and all manner began to happen, and also the men as well. The men also do that as well. You know, going over there, the woman brought you, and then you now see her, she's now old, she's now this, she's now that, you know. You find out that those people become insatiable in their lives. They never find peace in anything. No matter where they are, they want more. What is in their mind is always the more.
Yes.
They become like grasshoppers, you know, jumping from one place to the other. So at that time, I will please tell you, self-control should apply. And finally, before you bring on over anybody down to where you are as a man, or bringing a man bringing a woman, or a woman bringing a man, remember, the person you left, for example, in Nigeria, where we are right now, doing this program, anybody you left for the period of 2, 3, 4, 5 years can never be the same. There is a little change in character, if not more. Over time. Why? The control you had over the person at the time both of you were together might no longer be the same. The person must have gotten different ideas added to the one the person has already.
Yes.
So be sure that you're not bringing a lion that you will feed, that will in turn feed on you.
Wow.
And be ready that whatever you find at this point, because it's actually marriage is sacrifice, that whatever you see in this box you're about to open, that you're actually sitting on a keg of gunpowder, it can explode anytime. So have an open mind towards it. Just tell yourself, whatever I see, I take.
Thank you. So do you have any advice for anyone presently in a long distance relationship? Do you have any piece of advice for them?
Oh, the advice I'll give you is be sure it's what you want. Be ready to face the dance well. Give in completely. Be patient. Build it with patience. Endurance. Tolerate each other. Tolerance is very important. You must tolerate each other. Be sure that you can be able to put up with this person nonsenses. If I put it that way, because by the time both of you stay together, you see that you have nonsenses in you. You can be able to put up with this person's nonsenses by the time that the real deal comes. Because wedding is different from marriage.
Yes, sir.
You know, by the time their shebis
Over.
and the clergyman, friends, relations, relatives leave you, it is now time for both of you to start a journey. A journey that you cannot graduate from. You don't graduate from it. The certificate is only a paper. The journey is a story.
True.
So the real you comes out and the real him comes out. So I will tell you, everything you're doing, build it with patience. Finally, make up your mind to overlook several things. You must not put your mind in a lot of things. If you overlook, you can be able to trust. You can be able to trust. And the moment you trust, tell yourself that at this point, I am going into it with my mind all made up. So the key thing there is patience and tolerance.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, we've had it all. This is an educative piece because a lot of people are really, in this kind of situation. So with this little discussion we've had today, I think we should put it to work and let it sink into our subconscious as to how we're going to handle long distance relationship, how we're going to manage it. Okay, so we've come to today's the end of today's segment of Spill It All, and please join us for another segment of Spill It All.